Hey everyone, I'm Madonna and this is David, and we're here for your tip of the day.
Tip of the day.
Tip of the day. So we're going to talk about how to reduce the polarization within your relationships.
Well, polarization's everywhere in the world.
It's everywhere, isn't it?
And you see that it's increased after the pandemic era.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic era, people who normally got on suddenly started, and I saw a lot of this, arguing vehemently when they wouldn't normally argue over the two positions that people took during that crisis.
Yeah.
And
well, it's been everything, hasn't it? It's been masks, no masks, jabs, no jabs. It's been here in Australia, the yes, no vote. It's been just non-stop, one thing after another. It hasn't stopped, because we know there's more coming.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not a very good state to be in, because you see in the United States, they're shooting at people and they're, just what to say. It's like you watch it and you even go, what?
So for me as a human being, if we have a different perspective, which we do around things, so one of the things we need to do is active listening.
Right.
If we're not active listening, for a start, we're never going to see eye to eye if you're not actively listening, because the assumption is that I'm right, you're wrong. And if that's the assumption, you're never going to meet halfway.
No, it's not even possible.
Because it's sort of funny, because everyone has a belief system about everything that they have a belief system about because of their every experience they've had in their life.
Right.
Now, some of that might have been subconscious, growing up in a household with this political belief or that political belief, or going to this church or that church, or being agnostic or atheist, or, whatever it is. So it's people have their whole life of belief systems that's based on a whole bunch of friendships and discussions and stories, and, so you don't want to listen to a story that doesn't match yours without, that might actually make you feel like an idiot about your whole life belief systems.
Right.
So it's almost like you have to, in order to get past it, you need to be willing to go, I don't know. And, one of the things I've been saying the last 4.5 years is everything is possible. I don't know. Everything is possible. I don't know. Because I have my belief systems, and they're based on thousands and thousands of hours of, study and learning and experience and treating and all sorts of. No one can tell me kinesiology doesn't work. They can pick on me and call me, names on YouTube all the time. I don't care. I know it works. I've been doing it for 30 years.
They're not very creative, because there's a pattern of them just calling you fat.
Yeah, that got another one there the other night. In fact, it wasn't just that.
That's pretty clever.
Very clever. Yeah.
But polarized people act in a way that isn't listening, and they act in a divisive way.
Yeah.
And so they don't even want to listen.
Yeah, right. And like people calling me fat, it's like that thing of put down the person, not the thought. It's sort of like, if I can be as mean to you as an individual as possible, you won't have the self-esteem to stand up for yourself back to me with what you were actually saying, because I've picked on you at the core of your
they go
self.
personal after.
Yeah, they go.
There's a name for that in philosophy.
There's a name for it in mainstream media.
Right.
Mainstream media is the worst. It's pretty funny.
Don't tell me I took horse weaving paste. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, bleach, chlorine dioxide.
I drank some bleach.
Yeah.
I don't do this at home, kids.
So so I think we need to be actively listening. We need to be open to the only if you're interested in truth, because everyone should be able to have a discussion without getting into a fight. Like, that should be a human connection thing.
But there's no one truth. The truth is relative.
Yes.
And so, and it has to be, because some people take some medication or herbs and get really bad reactions.
Yes.
So you need a second thing available.
Yeah.
When you only say there's one thing available, some people are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Right. And when you try to hide the other options, so people will just get hurt.
Yeah.
Whereas, so you're not giving them an alternative. And also, often using more than one medicine together is much better.
Yeah.
Right. So you use this, you use some of this and some of this. Like you might do some counselling, some naturopathy, you get this from your doctor, and using them all together is okay.
Yeah.
And so and informed consent means that the choices are available.
Yes.
If you take some of the choices away, like naturopathy, you take it off the allied health thing, and that's not a choice anymore. You've actually reduced informed consent.
I actually wonder how that has affected things in Australia. So I remember a few years, just out of curiosity, I remember when Medibank Private, which is one of our health funds here in Australia, when we lost our natural therapies, apparently Medibank Private, it was less than 1% of their claims were from natural therapies, which I find hard to believe, but it's probably true. It's probably true. But because all of my clients wanted them, and, you know, and I know that I was very proud. I was the very first, anyway, yada, yada, yada. So it's sort of very interesting to me that maybe there's still so many people who don't know it's a possibility.
Right. Well, it's a beautiful possibility because a lot of the things that naturopathy does, so drugs are often quite reactive. Whereas a lot of things that you do with herbs, they'll take a year to rebalance something. And so they're very long term as well. So if you're working with your immune system, you might have a few treatments and then different types of herbs as you go along.
Oh, I change things for people all the time.
And so there are a lot, like when looking after your health, there's a lot of parts that are very long term.
Yeah.
Rather than just straight reactive.
Yeah.
And and it's those long term healing things where you might get some better health outcomes for some difficult
absolutely
problems.
Yeah. What were we talking about? What did we start off talking about?
Polarization.
Polarization, yes, polarization. So I think breathing techniques, meditation, there is always the thing, don't bother arguing someone who's too stupid to hear.
Well, that's on both sides.
That's on both sides, absolutely.
And the problem is that this is on both sides.
And when we're bullheaded, we're not hearing anything. And if you're there inside your brain trying to counterbalance what someone's saying, you're not doing active listening.
No, but polarization also means that. So I think Sigmund Freud and also Carl Jung did work on groups and crowds. And Jung said that there's a type of thinking that comes out of a group that isn't like a type of thought that comes from an individual. So groups create their own type of thinking. And I think that type of thinking, that whatever the person it is who keeps abusing you online, it's that type of thinking.
Yeah.
It's so polarized, rooted in so much unconsciousness.
Yeah.
That because Jung says you get a group of smart people together, they're all dumb because they're a group.
Yeah.
Because they're thinking as a group, and it'd be nice if people could get together in groups and be more helpful. But when it's polarized like this in society, which everyone talks about and everyone knows about, at some stage people have to let go of their biases.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are biases, and they're biases that hurt people because they're not letting them have all their medical choices available to them.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap for today. Have a good one. I am away for a couple of weeks.
Have a nice holiday.
I will. Ha ha. Cheers. See you all later. Bye.